guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with a bins haul, kind of a hybrid haul. I've got some stuff that my mom sent out to me that she thrifted back on the East Coast, and I gotta tell you guys, today is a doozy. I think I've got about 40 pieces that I picked up and then an additional, I think 4 from my mom, and I will tell you that one of the things she found is, I think, hands down, the best thing we ever found in a thrift store ever. I will show you that at the end. Is it cruel to make you wait? Yes. Is it worth the wait? Also yes. But before we get started here, guys, if this is your first time here, if it's your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I'm Julia. That is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, we have a lot to get through. I cannot wait to show you some of these finds. Again, some really cool brands, some interesting vintage, and again, one like unbelievable showstopper. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. Okay, so we'll start with a couple pieces that my mom sent out. She found this one thing. I asked her to ship it out to me for reasons that I will get into when I show it to you. So she's been thrifting and she's like, should I add any of these things into the box? I said, absolutely. I told her a couple other things, so she sent them out. So first here is this beautiful top from Vince. Now, Vince is one of those wildly expensive brands. This is a size large, which I almost never find here. This is 100% silk. It's like a silk twill, so it's not super shiny silk. And it's got kind of like wider sleeves, a little bit of a blouson there, a little bit of a cowl neck. It's really, really pretty. I think I'm gonna have to photograph this on the mannequin because this is one of those cuts that like just doesn't look right unless it's like on a body. You know what I'm saying? You know how like a bias cut slip dress looks better when it's on a body than it does on a hanger? Same concept here. Actually, is this? Oh, this is also bias cut. So it's gonna be one of those super flattering things. 100% silk, black, kind of elegant. This can easily go day to night. Top from Vince, size large. I'll probably see somewhere 30 to 50 on this. This is just a really great elevated basic, very elegant. Beautiful find. Next up, she had found this sweater that I thought was really cool, and I'm not sure about the brand. So it's cropped, and it's this really delicate like pointelle knit. And it's got wide sleeves. I love this color story, right? The brand on this is Siberian and the label says G, which I'm assuming means grande. I'm gonna assume that this is from somewhere in Europe. The brand is Siberian. Let me know if you are familiar with that brand at all, if you've seen it before. It's got a little tag on the back here. There you go. And it's really cute. It's a cute little top, so I'm interested to see. I mean, I'll do a little bit more digging on the brand, but other than that, probably somewhere 20 to 30 on this. Super, super cute. Finally, the last thing I'm showing you now is this great Eileen Fisher white cap sleeve sweater. I like this knit. Aritzia makes a lot of sweaters out of this kind of knit. There's no contents tag in here. I'm assuming that was just removed. I think this is like a cotton viscose blend. It has a nice drape to it and a nice weight to it, but it does retain its shape really nicely, and it's a size extra large. So somewhere, again, 30 to 40 on this. You know I love me an Eileen Fisher pickup. These are just forever sellers for me. And it's one of those brands that, like, while they retail at a wild price, like this was probably $300, it's the kind of thing that you can get on resale for $30, $40. So like if you are building your own wardrobe, or if you're interested in doing like a capsule wardrobe, this is 100% a brand you should have on your radar. They're always like great sales for me. You know, if I find them at the bins, it's a great price to get. But if you are shopping for yourself, getting like a $300 sweater for $30, $40 is a great deal. And these things are made to last. This is a great way to invest and build out your wardrobe. Okay, on to my haul. It was a pretty good day at the bins. My favorite bins location did just raise its prices, which really stinks, but at the end of the day, like, it's still a bins pricing and it's still not $10 an item. So some interesting things. This is from a brand called Omami Mini. So this is a little girl's vest. It's cream. This is kind of like a really soft nylon. And then the inside is this super plush little Sherpa. I had never heard of this brand before, but like this felt so nice. But it's US size 8, and that is the brand. Pretty expensive brand for kids' clothes. It's all very neutral and stylish. You know, it just has that kind of vibe to it. But This probably retailed at about $80, and it looks like resale prices are in the like $30 to $35 range. This is super cute though. Like, I'm trying to think if I know any little girls that are around that size, because I would love to give this to them. But, and again, I want to say about $80, $90 on retail. So let me know. Let me know if you've ever found Omami or Omami Mini where you are. I'm pretty sure when I did the research on it, it is a California brand. So I'm interested to hear if anybody's ever found it like outside of California. This kind of stuff just like scratches that itch in my brain. And next up here is something that I do like picking up particular versions of. This is a Tommy Bahama men's white linen shirt. I mean, talk about the classic island uniform, right? Like a cream linen, Tommy Bahama, size large. It's in great condition. I will pick up Tommy Bahama. I will pick up Tommy Bahama silk shirts, and I will pick up Tommy Bahama linen shirts. I will generally stay away from the rayon shirts. I do have quite a few rayon shirts, unless I know that they're vintage. People do like the vintage Tommy B shirts, especially like college kids. That's a big thing in like the frat scene these days. Anyway, this is a classic shirt. This is probably retailed like $200. Tommy Bahama is wildly expensive. Tommy Bahama sizes are very relaxed cut in case you're shopping for yourself. So you generally want to like size down. If you're like a size extra large, you might be good with a large, but I'll probably get, you know, $25 to $35 on this all day. Next up, this is one for the buy sell trade. This is a brand I'm interested to see if you guys see this and or pick this up. This is a brand called Addicted, and this is just a little white corset top. That's the label. This is one of those brands that you will see as like one of the highest, quickest sell-through brands on different resale platforms. I think Poshmark said it was one of the fastest reselling. Now, it's not a super expensive brand. This is definitely like in the fast fashion realm. I will say it feels pretty nice. I had found another one of these a couple weeks ago, and it looked like it had like fishing lines sticking out of it. So that's how they make their bones. These aren't metal bones at all. Like, it's just heavy gauge pieces of like monofilament, which is interesting. It's an interesting way to do it. So this is something I'll take to the buy sell trade. I'm sure this is a brand that they are looking for. This is one of those kind of really hot in college brands. Obviously, like, do your comps. I wouldn't want you going and paying like $6.99 for something like this, because this would sell, like if I put this on Poshmark, this would sell like probably $15 or so. And it probably retailed like $35 to $40. So an interesting brand. Let me know, do you see Addicted? Do you pick it up? Are you familiar with it? Let me know your experience with it. Because I'm sure if you're able to get this at the bins and flip it really quick, like, it's worth it. But I do think I'm gonna take this to buy sell trade. Oh my goodness, this is one that a friend and I were looking at while we were in the bins, and it is just too cute for words. And we were sitting there like, do we know anybody that's pregnant with a little girl? Turns out a friend of mine just last night told us that we knew that they were pregnant, but they just told us it was gonna be a little girl. So this is gonna go to her. Look at this adorable little like overall bloomer piece. So the back, and this is brand new with tags, by the way. It's super soft gauze. The back ties there. These tie together to hold it on. The brand on this is Jamie K. And I'd never heard of Jamie K before. Pretty expensive. You know, these retail probably $30, $40 for a little piece like this. So pretty spendy. Just too cute for words and not for sale. Oh, and there's little ruffles around the leg holes. Come on. So, so, so precious. This is a size 3 to 6 months. It's hard to believe that we were all this small at one point, right? Like, but how adorable is that? And this looks like something, you know, like when you give like fancy kids clothes to people, there's a lot of times like they won't use it because it looks too fancy. You know, it's like a little garden party dress or whatever. This is like a wearable thing. Next up, channeling our Rachel Green fantasy here. This is a 90s vintage dress from Laundry by Shelley Segal. Laundry by Shelley Segal is definitely like a higher end brand sold at Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. This is 100% silk. This is like a raw silk. It's beautiful red with this gorgeous embroidery. And this embroidery just feels so like 90s to me. Like, it's such a distinct style that just speaks to that era in embellishment. I don't know how else to describe that. It's a size 8 petite, which is kind of funny. Oh, I guess that's about knee length. I'll make sure that I put measurements on it, but it's in fabulous condition. And I think this neckline is so flattering on all different kinds of busts. It's a really wide square neck. So if you're somebody, like, this is something that I wear, like I have a full bust for sure. And a wide square neck for me, everybody's like, oh, a V-neck, but like, this does all the things for like all the busts. Anyway, I'll probably be able to get like 40, 50 bucks for this, maybe a little bit more. I just think it's so, so cute. Again, absolutely flawless vintage condition. And it's all silk. I mean, this feels like you can feel the quality. In fact, one of my dance dresses as a kid, because I never did things normally. Does that surprise anybody? I'm sure my mom is laughing. When I had like proms and cotillions as a kid, with I think 2 exceptions, I used to go, my mom would take me out to, there was a big outlet mall, I think it's still there in Philly, called Franklin Mills, and they had an off Fifth and they had a last call Neiman Marcus, and that's generally where I got like my formal dresses from. While most of my friends were going to like the Deb or Macy's or JCPenney's, whatever, I would always find some kind of like designer dress that was like 6 years old and like super, super, super discounted. But one of mine was Laundry by Shelley Segal, and I loved it. And it was so unique. But anyway, memory lane. I think my 8th grade dance dress was a Richard Tyler, and you're a real one if you remember Richard Tyler. He was big in the 90s. Next up, this is a little Chico's piece, a little bread and butter. This is a size 3. So that's generally like a size 16, 18. And I'll give you a little tip in a second. So this is a little boho green gauze top. I think this will go in no time flat. This is right about the time that stuff like this starts to sell. I like the heavy duty lace here. It's a little bit of a baby doll silhouette, so it just kind of like skims the belly, and it's got roll sleeves. I'll have to give this a bath and a steam to like make it look like it's not been balled up in a bag for a while. But a little tip, if you're looking at Chico's stuff, one easy way to tell if it's new, and I feel like it's not going to show up really well on this tag, but if you see like the Chico's size number and then underneath it says like US size whatever, this one says 16, 18, that is one of their newer tags. That's just an easy way to tell if what you're holding is newer tag Chico or a little bit older. The vintage tags are also a little bit easy to spot, so I'll make sure the next time I have one come through my hands on one of the hauls, I'll kind of point out the difference there. But I'll probably be able to get, you know, 25 to 32 on this, and I have no doubt this will sell really quickly. This is really cute. Next up here is this cute swing dress from Amanda Uprichard. This is like a cocktail swing dress, right? So it's got a tie neck with a little keyhole there. It is just a simple swing silhouette with this beautiful triple layer ruffle. Oh, look at the back. Look at how the ruffles come together. It's the little details, right? So it looks like petals there on the back. It is a size medium. Great condition other than that little speck, so I'll be sure to get that cleaned. I think this might be an older style, but I also don't think that that really matters. I feel like this is something that would be an easy wear. Like, this isn't a style that's very like tied to a trend. You know, it's just like a little black swing dress. So I'll probably see, Amanda Uprichard is very, very expensive. Somewhere between like 30 and 50 on this. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I do need to do a little cleanup on it. You know, for a perfect little black dress like that, that's easy to wear, simple, breezy, non-constrictive, no doubt somewhere, again, in that $30 to $50 range. So I know what you're seeing here. Looks like a plain white t-shirt, or plain white t-shirt with a sweater front, but that's a label you don't see in the bins all that often. So I always forget that Junya Watanabe is the CEO of Comme des Garçons. He was a protege of Rei Kawakubo, who is the person who founded Comme des Garçons. For me, it's like I always forget that CDG is Japanese. Because the name is French, for whatever reason, I just automatically go French. Anyway, big time Japanese design house. I know a lot of people know Comme des Garçons or CDG by the Play line, which is one of their diffusion line. You'll probably recognize the little heart with the eyes in it. They did a huge collab with Converse. So you see those little Chuck Taylors with the little heart with the eyes peeking out of it. But at their core, they're very like avant-garde. They do things with textiles and volume that has never been seen before. This is one of the few fashion houses out there that is in no way derivative of like anything. I don't know how they do it, but they do some really cool things. This is obviously a simple piece. This is silk and cotton. I'm not quite sure which is which. This doesn't feel like any jersey that I've ever felt before in my life. This does feel like a silk knit. It's lightweight. It's like the details, right? Like with any high-end brand like this, it's all in the details. Like look at the way that these two panels are joined together, right? So it's like just simple. It's gray and it's white, but then you have this like blue tricot stitching joining these two together. So you can actually see like with your eyes where that fabric comes together, and then they finish it in this like tightened stitch width. It's just the little details. I have zero concept of how much I will be able to get for this. It has a little bit of a grease stain. I'm gonna work on that very gently. But this probably retailed $500 to $600. I see a lot of basic Junya Watanabe CDG man pieces selling in the $100 to $150 range, so maybe somewhere in that range. For me, it's just a thrill to find a piece from them in the bins, no less. So this is one of those brands that was like on my bucket list. I've got different bucket lists. I've got the bucket list that I want to find to sell, and then I've got a bucket list of things that I want to own for myself, and then I've got a bucket list of things that I want to find just to like have one of the pieces in my hands even for a little bit of time, right? So like the bucket list of things that I want to sell are like things that I know I will find and will turn around and quickly sell for a big dollar price. Like that's a different beast. There's like no emotion in that. The ones that I want to find for myself are obviously emotional because they're just designers that I love and I want to own a piece for myself. And then the one in between that I just want to find a piece to like have and hold while I'm waiting for it to sell, just, you know, for the fun of having it like in my closet for a little while. That is also a little bit emotional. And this very much falls into that category. So I should make a video about that. Ooh, let me know. Would you want a video about that? Because what I would want to do is if I make a video about that, I don't want to just talk about my bucket lists. I want to know about your bucket lists. So I got to figure out a way to kind of gather all of your stuff. Anyway, very, very cool find. Very exciting find. Cannot believe I found this in the bins. Next up, a friend of mine threw me a couple pieces as she was leaving that she wasn't going to pick up. So I gladly took some of them. And this is a little 3.1 Phillip Lim silk camisole. And we were talking about how a lot of 3.1 doesn't sell super well for me. And I, spoiler alert, found two pieces this trip. One she gave me and the other one I found. And I gotta say, these pieces I don't think will sit around as long as the other ones I have. The other ones that I've had have either been like very basic, like t-shirts, or a little bit more dated. But this I think will sell no problem. This is a beautiful printed silk with the ruffle trim here on the top, same on the back. And those ruffles cascade down the sides as well. Size 2, and I think that they do regular numerical sizes. This again probably retailed $300-400. I'll probably see. The last one I sold was actually not too different from this. It was another silk camisole, and I think that that sold for $44. So somewhere between like $30 and $60 on this. I like this like dark teal blue with the mushroom. I think it's really, really chic. Guys, some good finds this day. I think the next few are some of the pieces that she gave over to me. This is a little Free People top. I just think these tops are so cute, and these do go really quickly for me. This to me feels like an FP1 piece. I don't know how to describe that. This just feels like that would be under that line, but this is a cute embroidered gauze kind of cropped top. I love the back. So the back just ties in two places. It's a size medium, very, very cute. Something I'll probably see somewhere 28 to 35 on. These open back Free People pieces sell really well for me. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if it's something that's still like very sought after, and they do sell very, very quickly for me. Whoop. And this I think is the last piece she handed over, but this is another Free People. 100% cotton, just super lightweight. I love these kind of like wide, like baby doll tops that start like top of bust. I think they look really cute over like high-waisted flare jeans. I don't know why, I just think that that's a really cute style. Feels very 70s, very, very boho. This feels very like core to who Free People is. Size medium, which I do love to find in great condition. This one I'll probably see again. This needs a bath and a steam. It's very, very wrinkled, and I'm looking at the details here, and it'll look a lot better once it is smoothed out. But I'll probably see like north of 30 on this one, probably 30 to like 36. Very, very cute. Next up, you can't turn down cashmere. This is from Nordstrom. And it's a one size lightweight cashmere like sweater cardigan. So it's really quite cute. It's got little elbow patches there. I love that like professorial elbow patch moment on blazers. But it's a zip front, kind of boyfriend style with front kind of patch pockets. Again, it's cashmere and it's oversized and it's gray. So somewhere, I don't know, 35 to 45 on this. Like, I will pick up cashmere sweaters from most brands. Obviously, some brands will do better than others, but even if you pick up like a Charter Club cashmere, you can pretty safely expect like $30 at a minimum for any of those pieces, but this is super cute. Honestly, I may keep this for myself. This feels like a real nice luxe around the house cardigan. Or maybe it will just be like one of those in use until sold kind of things. It's really chilly in my house right now, and just holding this over my arm is nice and toasty. In contrast, in the dead of summer, this is torture. Because this room gets real hot and you can't run the air when you're filming. Next up, oh, this is a cute one. This is from 7 for All Mankind. And it's this cute brown corduroy skirt. And it's funny because I had an almost identical skirt to this when I was a teenager from Esprit. Do we all remember Esprit? It was navy blue and the cords were a little bit wider wale, but it had the same thing. It had the little front patch pockets and it had the denim style buttons down the front. 7 for All Mankind, very, very expensive brand. I'll probably see like $30 on this. It's size 26, so it's, what is that, a size 4 or a size 6? I can never remember. The color of the year this year is that like soft mousse brown. So be on the lookout for things like this. Use that keyword when you're listing things that have that kind of soft brown color to it. But do expect for brown to continue to be very, very popular. Brown has been a super popular color for the last couple years, especially in like the trendsetters, you know, really fashion forward circles, but expect brown to really explode into mass market this year. I was saying this the other week that, you know, to me, it felt like a really unusual color choice for Pantone, because Pantone's usually part of like the trend forecasting equation. And when I'm saying trend forecasting, like what actual trend forecasters do is they're looking 2-3 years out. So like right now, trend forecasters are working on like August, winter, 2026, right? So they're always like several seasons out because basically trend forecasters feed into design teams, which are designing 2-3 seasons out at this point. So it felt like really strange for Pantone to pick up on this like soft mousse color this year because it has been in like active trend for the past couple years, but maybe that's what you can expect now when you see like a Pantone color of the year. Expect that color to explode into mass market. And when I say mass market, I'm talking like Target, mall brands, etc. So, oh, sorry, this is another one that my friend tossed over to me. We were very confused when we saw this. So it's a lime green linen tiered skirt, which is like, you pick this up anyway. This is like the perfect vacation skirt. So she looked at the tag and it said Calypso, as in like Calypso St. Barth. If you're not familiar with Calypso St. Barth, very, very expensive resort wear. But it says Calypso Christian Celle, C-E-L-L-E. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. So we were both really confused because that's definitely like the Calypso logo, but we had never heard of this. And she decided against grabbing it. So I grabbed it and I'm like, listen, it's a linen maxi skirt. Worst case scenario, I do well with this kind of stuff. Even if it's kind of a no-name brand, it is really nice linen and it's really well made. So I'm like, okay, let me dig into this. So it turns out that Christian Celle, I don't know if I'm saying it right, apologies if I'm butchering it, is the founder of Calypso St. Barth. So I don't know if it was like a separate line that they did that had his name on it versus St. Barth, or if this was maybe earlier on, if this is like a vintage piece. But either way, Calypso St. Barth, for sure, a Bolo brand. It's, you know, $500-600 minimum for a piece. Something like this though, I do think that this is vintage. It's in great condition. Again, a bath and a steam, and this will look good as new. I'll probably see somewhere 40 to 60 on it. Very cute, but now you know if you ever see that tag that doesn't say Calypso St. Barth, it says Calypso Christian Celle. Same thing, same company. He's just the founder of it. So I always love an opportunity to do a deep dive into a brand. That's what these things do for me all the time. So very, very cute. So summery, like I can't even hold this. Like, do you see how dead I look right now? This is the dead of winter. I'm never paler than I am in like mid-January, and this makes me look paler, if that's possible. All right, next up is another one that's going to be wildly difficult to show just because of the way that it's structured, but this is a Princess Polly dress. This is very much in that same vein of that Addicted brand, Princess Polly. This is another brand that sells pretty well for me. I've never had anything really sit around for more than like a week or two from them. Doesn't sell for the most amount, but the top is, you can't really tell. So it's a little V-wire that sits just under the bust. This is a crop top, and then the bottom joins right here, kind of at the sternum, and slips down. So little white dress, This is something that will sell for like a bachelorette party, a bachelorette weekend, whatever the case may be. Use those little white dress, bachelorette, bridal shower, use all those keywords. Definitely something I'm gonna have to photograph on the mannequin, but I'll probably see somewhere $25 to $30 on this. Again, Princess Polly is one of those brands that sells fast, but not for a ton of money. So just if you see it while you're outsourcing, mind your costs. This is very much like a trendy brand. So try to only pick up things that are like on trend right now. There are certain brands that still command a pretty decent price for something that's a little bit out of date. Princess Polly is not one of them. Another little bachelorette party gem that I picked up. This is Urban Outfitters. Again, I don't pick up a ton of Urban Outfitters, but these kind of little dresses, these cream, this is like a little satin mini dress with a little cowl neck, super flattering adjustable straps, perfect condition. Size small. Again, this will go $15, $20, and I have no doubt that this will go super quick. Again, we're coming up into bridal season, so this kind of stuff moves for me. Urban Outfitters, just like Princess Polly, one of those brands that doesn't sell for a ton, but and I'm very, very picky with what I pick up from Urban Outfitters. It's not something that I pick up everything that I see. I just try to pick up things that are on trend, things that I know are like in demand type styles, like a little white dress, and they're not gonna sell for a ton of money, but they will sell generally pretty quickly. Next up, this is a pair of Spanx faux leather leggings. We were kind of reminiscing about this while in the bins, about how like a couple years ago, finding a pair of these in the bins was like an immediate like $60 to $80 sale. These were like the gold. The thing is, they still sell. I still get about $30 to $40 for them because they retail for like, they're like $110 retail. Crazy expensive. I had a pair myself and I remember, I think I wore them once, and they're Spanx, right? They're like high compression, and I remember taking them off at the end of the night and being like, never again. They were so tight. Listen, I'm a creature of comfort through and through. I do not like things that are as binding as a Spanx faux leather legging, but people still really like them. They still sell, again, $30 to $40. No doubt these will go pretty quickly. I've sold many, many pairs of these, and they used to go for a much, much bigger price. Again, if you find them and you're getting them for $1, $2, $3, pick them up. You'll still make a good profit on them. Don't go paying $15 for them. I know that there's a lot of thrift stores out there that jack up the prices of Spanx. This is not the thing to be paying top dollar for. Not anymore, anyway, but it was just kind of a fun moment where you're like, oh God, when you watch the bolos of the past drop down, you see new bolos coming up. Like, I love watching these trends ebb and flow. Next up, a little pair of Patagonia swim shorts, just little green. These aren't the baggies. The baggies are the ones that sell the best. They're a little bit more of like a crispy kind of nylon. You like when you go like this, you hear them swish. These are a softer pair. They do have a lining. I like the colorway. Again, probably $20, $25, and no doubt these will go super quickly, especially with like spring break season coming up. This is what you wear on like all day excursions where you're gonna be in and out of water. And final thing in this first bag, this is a pair of Madewell sweater knit jogger pants. Again, pretty selective with what I pick up from Madewell, but these sweater joggers do sell really well. I had a pair of these myself and I loved them. The size tag is cut out, but I think these are a size medium, if I have to guess. Brown again, so it's gonna work in with the trendy colorways of the day. I'll probably see like, again, $20, $25 on these, and no doubt they'll go super quickly. This is something that you wanna use like cozy, hygge, that's H-Y-G-G-E, Scandinavian word for like cozy by the fire type stuff. You wanna use those kind of keywords for stuff like this. Loungewear, etc. On to bag two. Oh. I forgot I picked this up. Okay, so you know I love my weird vintage stuff. And this is so fun. No doubt something that just the flashbacks, guys. Who lived through the 90s and through this era of sportswear? This is obviously, I don't know if you can tell, that's a golf motif. The brand on this is Cotton Tops. This is a collared sweatshirt. It's kind of everything. The body of this it almost feels like a fleece denim hybrid. I don't know how to describe it. It's actually like woven like denim, but it is fleeced a little bit on the back like a sweatshirt. So it's got a lot of body to it. It's in great condition. Made in the USA. Size medium. In what world? That's very oversized. This is probably going to be a Depop sale I'll probably see like 30 bucks on this, maybe a little bit more. It's so fun. This is the kind of thing that I would easily see at Melrose Trading Post selling for like $60, $70. It's so ridiculous and I love it. This kind of vintage stuff I keep my eyes out for. Do you? Let me know. This is the kind of stuff I have a ton of fun with. So let me know. Do you pick up stuff like this or am I just weird? Next up, we got a little pair of denim shorts. I don't pick up a ton of cutoffs and I don't pick up a ton of Joe's jeans, but Joe's jeans, I always forget how expensive they are. These were probably like $148. They are in like brand new condition. They're short cutoff shorts. They're a size 31. Yeah, 31. Dark denim. And again, they don't look like they've ever been washed. They're low rise. That's something that people are looking for these days. And I like this. I like the little like, so this is what they call a bar tack. So they have like a little slit on the side. And this, I don't know if you're familiar. So this little piece of stitching here is called a bar tack. And that's something that higher end companies will do to like stop splitting, right? So like if you look on the inside of a high end t-shirt and they have like a little side vent, chances are you'll see a little bar tack there. And they bar tack at the bottom end here to keep that slit in line. I'll probably see like 25 bucks on these, maybe a little bit more. I think that these are very much like right now. If I have to guess, these were bought last year and probably never worn. They're in, like I said, brand new condition. So I'll have to do a little research and see if I can figure out the model of these, but just to like, you know, Joe's jeans stuff, I love their denim. This was like my preferred brand of denim back in the early 2000s. I was not, like 7 for All Mankind. As much as I wish they were my jeans, they were not. I never found a pair that fit me right, but I loved Joe's. And, you know, really high quality. And I like these little like thoughtful details on something like this. Cause that's kind of hard to do, especially if people are like using the dryer, these legs like curl up and that can look a mess. Anyway. Great little find. Yes, also denim. This is a brand. I don't pick up a ton of denim, but I do pick up mother jeans when I find them. What? These are called the Weekender Fray, and the colorway is Walking on Coals. They are a size 31, so a good size mother jeans, and they have a flared leg. I love that. Flare is kind of king these days. You're seeing even the baggy jeans starting to be less and less popular, and it's all about the flare these days, all about that like mildly 70s bohemian style coming back in. Every trend forecaster I see is boho, boho, boho for spring and summer. So all of that Free People stuff is going to be getting hot again, I think. Anyway, these are in great condition. Mother jeans retail for like $268. They are wildly expensive. I will probably see, I don't know, somewhere between like 75 and 150 on these. They're just so expensive. A good size, a good mid-wash, and in great condition. I've never had a pair of mother jeans. I hear very good things about them. It is rare that I find them in the thrift or in the bins. Next up, a little We the Free t-shirt. You know I love these. Specifically We the Free, not the metal tag Free People. This is like a teal, lightweight slub t-shirt, and then the back is wide open. This is something for sure you want to leverage like resort wear. I can see somebody throwing this on like over their swimsuit. Size extra small in classic Free People sizing. It's enormous. So I always say like Free People sizing is either way oversized or way too slim. There is like no in between. So something like this, like I said, I'll generally get between like $20 and $30 for the We the Free t-shirts, and they always sell like shockingly fast. Like I often sell We the Free t-shirts more expensive than I sell like mainline Free People stuff. Almost always. It's kind of wild. Next up, this is a pair of Lululemon jogger pants. I might keep these for myself. I believe they're my size. That I cannot find a size dot in them, but they're just cotton, you know, that kind of heavy duty waist. I want to say that these are like ankle length. These feel a little bit short, but I'll try them on and see. I don't know if this is something that I can sell because I don't have a size dot. I don't think that they're counterfeit. I think that they've just been like worn a lot. Like some of the fleecy type stuff, the size dot is in the pocket, and the size dot will wear off if it gets enough wear. So if somebody had these and they were like putting their phone in there constantly, that size dot could easily have come off. So I think if these don't fit me, I might just put them into my pile for like bringing them back to the store. But either way, I do still keep my eyes out for joggers, for more casual pants from Lululemon. They still sell really well. Of course, the sweatshirts and the jackets, and the sweaters I'm always on the lookout for. But leggings, again, very much not really picking them up unless I get them super, super cheap. And even those, a lot of them, I just kind of put aside to bring back to the store. Next up, another little Free People top. This is a long sleeve button down crinkle gauze, super, super simple. Again, just a good basic piece. I've no doubt this will go pretty quickly. I'll probably see like 25 to 30 on this. It's just oversized, navy blue crinkle, nothing super special about it. Size small, again, absolutely enormous. This could fit me and then some. Anyway, great condition, great little find. This probably retailed for like $98. It's a pretty basic top, but it is a good basic and a good like boho staple. So something I definitely will pick up. Not something I would pay up for, I don't think, in the Free People world, but at the bins all day. Oh, this was such a cool find. Okay, so this I felt, I'm like, that's a wool sweater. And it's red and nice and chunky and oversized with a roll neck. This is vintage J. Crew. Look at this tag. I'm gonna guess that this is probably 90s J. Crew, late 90s, maybe early 2000s, because that roll neck was it back then. Something like this. Oh, and it's so cozy. And it's in great condition. Something like this, I'll probably get somewhere $30 to $50 on. Vintage mall store brands like Vintage Gap, Vintage J. Crew. When I can find something that's like a quality fiber, right? Like the wool or cotton or whatever, they sell really well for me. Now, if this was cream, you could pretty much guarantee that it would be $40 to $50 or $60. Vintage cream sweaters, for whatever reason, call it the Rory Gilmore effect, are always in demand. Very, very classic, but a nice chunky wool sweater is always gonna be in style. This is size extra large, so it's nice and cozy oversized. So I'll make sure I have like measurements in there because I can 100% see somebody that's like a size small picking this up because it is nice and chunky and oversized. But again, fantastic condition. I just give 3 props to anybody who has owned a sweater for as long as this sweater's been around and there's no moth holes. This is my periodic PSA to put cedar in with all of your sweaters, please. If you don't have a cedar closet, which I know most houses don't have a cedar closet, go on Amazon. I've got a link down below to the ones that I use. There are millions of options. You've got cedar balls that you can put in drawers. You've got cedar discs you can put on the top of hangers. You've got cedar chips you can put in to chests. Like, just put cedar in with your wool, please. Especially cashmere. That is very tasty to moths. All right, next up, cute little Zara sweater crop. Again, one of those things that isn't gonna sell for a ton, but it will probably sell very, very quickly. It's in that soft brown. It's very like on trend right now. I'll probably get, again, 15 bucks for this, but no doubt this will sell pretty quickly. It's a size medium, perfect condition. Next up, another Zara piece, but this is Zara men's, and these kind of things sell pretty well for me. This is a skinny fit chino trouser. First of all, this color is a dream. I love everything in this like dark peacock blue. This is size 34 US and they're like brand new condition. This may be something that I bring into buy sell trade because I know that they're always looking for men's stuff. I'll have to do some sold comps. I would imagine I'll probably see like $25, maybe a little bit more on that. If I do put this online, I'll have to do a little bit more research, but either way, I've had really good success with Zara men's stuff. I don't find a lot of it. It's gotta be in great condition or something like that's like unusual, like an interesting print or something that's just kind of like left of center. So this falls into that category. I didn't even comp this in store. So one way or another, this should be a pretty quick move, whether I'm doing it online or whether I'm bringing it into buy sell trade. Next up, this is a really pretty Ted Baker sweater. It's a size 2. I think that's a size medium in Ted Baker. It might be a size small, but it's this really like super hyper feminine sweater. It's got this like pointelle knit, see the little dots that kind of run down the back there. This is all silk trim, silk puff sleeves, little braided type collar with a tie there at the neck. This is very like girly, feminine, soft girl aesthetic, old money aesthetic, quiet luxury. This fits into all of those. This probably was a good $200, if not more. The body's 100% cotton and then silk trim. So I'll probably see something like this. I'll probably see like 30, 35 on, but I just thought that the style was really cute. And with spring coming up, this feels like something that I could see people wearing to a lot of like garden parties or bridal showers, stuff like that. This kind of stuff works really well for those kind of applications. Y2K. How I miss you. So these are BCBG. Obviously you want to be keeping your eyes out for pants that look like this that are Juicy Couture with the old made in the glamorous USA tag, but these are BCBG. These are like bling, bling velour tracksuit pants. And you know, of course they have that kind of straight to flare leg. It's got this like foil print on it. No doubt these will go pretty quickly. I'll probably see, like now if these were Juicy Couture vintage, also they have those pockets. Remember those pockets? Now, if this was Juicy Couture, you'd probably be getting somewhere between like $40 and $60 on the vintage market. They are going for a ton of money right now. These will probably go like 25 to 32, but no doubt they'll go pretty quickly, and they are in like perfect condition. Like this was sitting in somebody's drawer for 20 years and then they donated it. No doubt. Next up here, a little Zara top. This I just thought was really cute. So this is all cotton, floral print, one shoulder puff sleeve shirt. Again, this isn't a super substantial top. This is just like cotton broadcloth. There is no stretch to it. Zip closure there on the side. $15 to $20 on this. Again, very cute. May consider bringing this to buy, sell, trade. And something that I think would go really well there. So very cute, but definitely a style pickup. I just think that this will move very quickly one way or the other. So this is a little tennis skirt from a brand called Gold Hinge. If you are a college age girl, or if you are the mother or father of a college age girl, you probably know who Gold Hinge is. This is like just a really popular brand for that age girl. This is probably one of the most in demand colors for these things. They only retail for like 50 bucks. They're not super expensive. They're cute. They're made pretty well. The pink sells by far the best. If you find any other color, you're probably gonna get like $15 for it. Again, they only retail $40, $50, which is like, listen, that's not cheap, but in the grand scheme of like tennis skirts, a lot of them are 60, 70, 80, over $100. This is actually not terrible in that price range, and they are made quite well. But the dark pink, like the hot pink like this, and the light pink, you'll get like 25, 26 bucks, and they will go pretty quickly. This is a size extra small, doesn't necessarily matter. This is 100% something that will be picked up by a college kid. Would not be surprised if when this does sell, I'm shipping it to a college campus. But that is the logo. Let me know if you're familiar with this brand. Let me know if you've ever picked it up before. Let me know your experience with Gold Hinge. Next up, this is a little Talbot's piece, but 100% something I think is going to fly out of my closet. Mostly because it's linen and this print. To me, this print looks like clouds. I know it's not clouds. I know that this is some kind of like cartouche scallop, but it's just such a cute, springy top. It looks like checkerboard from far away. Can you see the shape there? It's 100% linen. It's a size 2X, which is a great size for something like a Talbot's. I do like to pick up larger sizes, plus sizes. They go very quick for me. Talbot's is one of those brands that's like pretty expensive retail. It's probably retailed close to $100. Their stuff is made really well. They always use really nice textiles, like it's put together to last. And the larger sizes do just sell very, very quick on resale. They don't sell for a ton. This will probably go like somewhere 20 to 30. In contrast, something like this from like a Soft Surroundings would probably go closer to like 30 to 40. But you know, if you're picking it up at the bins for the right price, if you're getting it for $2, $3, it's a great turnaround, and this will sell quickly. This is exactly the kind of piece I keep my eyes out for from Talbot. This is like an ideal piece. A little bit of whimsy, great colors, good size, great textile. This is all the things. All the things that tell me it'll be a quick sell. Just a couple more things here, guys. Okay, this is something, I think I'm gonna hold on to this for my dad because it's really nice. This is from Brooks Brothers, which is a very expensive brand. And the funny thing about Brooks Brothers is this is another one of those brands that extremely expensive retail. This was easily $200 or so, but on the resale market doesn't go for like nearly as much. This would probably resell for like $30, which is crazy to me because such an expensive brand. This is cotton cashmere, so it's Supima cotton and cashmere blend. It is so soft. It's this textured knit half zip style. This is the kind of thing that like dads everywhere would love. You know, it's like, it looks dressy, but it feels like a sweatshirt. And shouldn't we all aim for that? Look fancy, feel like you're wearing a sweatshirt. Anyway, it's in perfect condition. It's his size. I don't know about the color, but I think I'm gonna see if he wants this before I go and list it. I think this is something he'd get a lot of wear out of, like especially in the summer because it's lightweight, but again, still looks a little bit pulled together. It's in like flawless condition. This doesn't look like it's been worn like at all. So let's set that aside. Oh, here's that other 3.1 Phillip Lim top. I think this is so cute. Again, something I will photograph on the mannequin. This is a corset top. You can't see it underneath. So if you look under the chiffon drape, you can kind of see that's like a boned. This is silk satin, by the way. This is all silk. It's really nice. Boned little crop top. And then it's got that kind of overlay over it. And if you look on the back, it's split. This is something that like on the right person will look just so cute. It's a size 4. Yeah, 100% silk all the way through. I love, this is kind of like a cantha stitched on that strap, like there's multiple lines of stitching down it. Just 3.1 Phillip Lim is high-end designer and it is constructed as such. Again, this probably retailed $400 or $500. Every detail is there. Something like this I'll probably get somewhere between like $30 and $50 on. I don't know how fast that'll sell, but it is such a beautiful piece, and these are the kind of things that I do like to pick up just because they should be picked up and they should be resold. There is absolutely no world where this should go into the waste stream. Really cute and in great condition. Oh, you're getting closer to the big reveal, guys. I'm like getting very excited. Next up, this is a cute top from Floriette. Now, Floriette was sold at Anthropologie, and I'm pretty sure that they're still sold there, but every piece I've ever found from Floriette sells so quickly because it is so like retro style. Like this feels a little bit 1940s with that pretty sweetheart neckline. Look at this embroidery on the side. Like this is the kind of embroidery that just like does everything for a body, right? Like it cinches in right at the tiniest part of the waist, and this beautiful embroidery front and back just kind of flanks it. It's got pin tucking, it's got like little ball trim, it's got button up front detail. And I gotta say, this is like brand new condition. Like that tag has seen no wear. You know what I'm saying? Like usually when I find a Floriette piece, I found a couple of them and they're always like really crumpled up and like used. I would imagine that this was maybe worn once and then donated. Like this just doesn't look like it has seen any wear whatsoever. It is absolutely darling. This is the kind of thing I'll probably see like $35 on. I think without batting an eye. Again, it's in like brand new condition and that retro style. So I can use the boho and I can use all the kind of typical keywords that I use, but I can also use retro. I can use 1940 style. I can use rockabilly. I can use that kind of pin-up-y type keyword just because of the silhouette, right? Like this is a very vintage style silhouette. I love finding Floriette stuff. I find not nearly as much as I wish I could, but when I do find it, I grab it, and it is always exciting when I find something in this kind of condition. Next up, when you see this much silk, you're just gonna grab it. So this is an absolutely beautiful patchwork silk maxi skirt from Sundance. And the crazy thing is, when I started looking for this, I saw a very similar skirt. I mean, like identical construction, slightly different patterns, but like similar vibe. Like it was kind of like a taupey on the top. It was like a more busy pattern here, and it got lighter and blue as it got to the bottom. There's one that like by Johnny Was, and it was a collab that Johnny Was had done with Sundance. So I'm wondering if this is like a skirt that they do, like that's kind of like one of their styles. And then Johnny Was came in and did a collab with them. Like to the point where I was like looking all around to see if I could see that Johnny Was tag in here. Either way, this is beautiful. This is so flowy, boho. Like I just want to wear this and run through a field and let like the warm breeze blow it around. I mean, this is just a fantasy, right? Like this skirt is amazing. It's a size medium, obviously 100% silk. Oh, silk lined as well. Of course it is. Like the sold comps on skirts similar to this from Sundance are between like $50 and $100. So probably somewhere around like 60 on this. It is in beautiful condition and it is just so dreamy. And this probably retailed $300 or so. I mean, this is a lot of silk. This is a lot of silk. What an exciting find. I love finding Sundance stuff to start with and then like add in that it's like just a huge billowy maxi skirt that's patchwork and so, oh, yes please. All the things I love. And the last piece, oh nope, 2 more pieces in the bag. Okay, so this is a pair of pants from Adidas. No, I see a ton of Adidas, a ton. I do not pick up almost any of it. I think I'm pretty decent using my gut on these kind of like mainstream athletic brands and seeing the pieces that are kind of like special and unusual. And this just rang all of those bells for me. So it's this like high gloss nylon cargo swishy pants. We called these swishy pants in high school. I don't know officially what they're called. Warm-up pants, I guess. It's fully lined. They are brand new with tags. And the funny thing is, it looks like it was on clearance, on clearance, on clearance. And when I got home, I kind of saw that and I was like a little disappointed, like, oh, maybe this didn't sell. But on the resale market, this pair of pants is reselling like $60 to $80. And I think it only retailed for like $70. So I'm wondering if this was just like a limited edition thing that they did. But it just goes to show, sometimes you gotta like just trust your gut with stuff like this. Adidas has some random products. Like a year ago, I found this pair of like wide leg Adidas twill pants, like cotton twill. And I'm like, what in the world is this? They sold in like 2 days for $60, you know? So like every once in a blue moon, they have something like this that just pops off on the resale market. It gets picked up by somebody wears it, somebody famous wears it, and everybody wants it. So this is a good one, and it's brand new with tags. And again, they're a size large also. I'm getting better at just trusting my gut with stuff like this. And last piece in the bags, this is something I completely forgot that I grabbed. So I saw this. I'm like, that's really interesting. It's definitely leather. And then I saw the tag, and it's Claire Vivier. And I completely forgot that is like Claire V of Claire V. I talked about Claire V just like a week or 2 ago. Claire V's name is Claire Vivier. Completely forgot that. But this is just a little like suede pouch. It's got a couple little marks on the front here, and I'm doing research on how to remove that safely. And worst case scenario, I will just like keep this for myself because I can always use a good pouch. I don't know if that is what she used to, like, I don't know if that's like an older label or if she still uses Claire Vivier, but then the inside stamped just like so. The inside is stamped just like that. So if I can get this cleaned up, these pouches are reselling in the $50 to $70 range, which is phenomenal for a little leather pouch. If not, again, I will keep it and use it for myself because I could always use a good pouch, and I do love red. It is one of my colors. So that was an exciting find, again, to find in the bins. Okay. So are you ready? Because I like literally my heart is beating just getting ready to talk about this. So I can't remember where I was, but my mom was out at the bins and she sends me this picture and she's like, do you want me to get this? And I'm like, do you think it's real? And she's like, it feels really nice. I'm like, just get it. You're at the bins. Like, we're gonna take the chance on it. So she gets it home and she's like, sending me pictures of it. It's, it looks good. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna send you a label, just ship it out to me. We're gonna take the chance. We're gonna act as if it is real. And are you ready for this? She found this in the bins. The bins. Guys, it's real. It's in rough shape. It's in rough shape, but it's real. Like, I still can't believe it. So she sent it out to me and I had her take a lot of different detail pictures and, I just went down the wormhole in like how to like authenticate just myself. I will obviously pay to have this authenticated because I am no expert, but I went down the wormhole before I even sent it in, and like in the 24 hours that I was waiting for it, just like trying to like learn the details, like what is it, like what to look for, and it's all the ways that the stitching lines up and is every stitch perfect, and like it had all of the things about it that told me that it was real. So it's in rough shape, right? The leather is split right here and it's got some wear on the corners, and so I have sent in, I just actually received it before I started filming. I got a quote for restoration on this, and it is a lot of $100, but this is a jumbo caviar leather double flap. So you can see, I'm like shaking talking about this. Can you see my hands? Like, I still can't believe she found this in the bin. She paid like $3 for it. So it's a double flap, right? So it's got that little extra security flap there. It's got all the codes line up. It's got the authenticity card, which is incredible. It's a 2005, so as of this year, it is considered vintage. And again, it's in rough shape. It needs like a good clean. It needs like a condition on the leather. It needs a little bit of like coating the corners. It needs a little bit of like coloration. The leather in the strap needs to be completely replaced, and it needs to be reshaped. I think some of the stays inside are broken. It's close to $1,000 to restore, but this is something that once restored will go anywhere between like $4,000 and $6,000. What? And it's funny, I was talking to a friend of mine and she's like, are you gonna keep it? I'm like, no, like I'm not a Chanel girl. This is so not my vibe. I'm more like Jill Sander than Chanel. I like minimalist, I like clean lines, and Chanel is very like classic and traditional and all that. And obviously like somebody will appreciate this more than me. The crazy thing is I showed it to my husband. I'm like, just take a guess. I'm like, hold this and tell me how much you think this would cost. Like, obviously this is in bad condition. How much do you think this purse would cost if I went to Chanel and bought this new? And I think he almost fell over when I told him that it was like $10,600. So guys, this is proof positive that you never know. You never know what you are going to find in the bins. You never know what you're going to find in the thrift. And it doesn't matter where you are. She found this in the cheapest bins location I have ever been to in my life. So yes, my bins out here in California are unbelievable, and I try to never ever forget that, but like, I'm not finding Chanel there. And my mom sure did. So just so you guys all know, I did get a quote from a place called the Leather Surgeons, which I did again in my deep dive wormhole moment. I learned that Chanel, with very rare exceptions, sends their repairs to this company. It's in like just outside of Philadelphia, which, go figure, I had this shipped from Philadelphia to California and I'm gonna ship it back to Philadelphia. But their name is Leather Surgeons. I obviously can't speak personally to the quality of their work, but from everything that I've read online, they are the guys. So if you have a really high-end purse that you need some repair done to, check out Leather Surgeons. I will link their website down below. And I imagine that this will take several months in restoration, but I think it would be super fun if we box it together, because I think this will be just like a fun little surprise for us. The way he said, he's like it's for sure a vintage bag. He's like, I'll be able to reshape it, but I'm not gonna be able to like fix any creasing, which is fine. It's a 20-year-old bag. He's like, I think we're gonna make it much, much improved, but not perfect. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm not looking for brand new, but holy I'm sorry, that was warranted. So guys, tell me, while you have been out thrifting and sourcing, whether you kept it for yourself or you sold it, what has been the biggest grail find that you have ever found? Because this is clearly mine, and we have been thrifting and reselling for a very long time between the two of us, and I think this is the most valuable thing we have ever found. So tell me, what has been your most valuable thing that you have ever found? I'm so interested to hear it. Like, let's share in each other's wins. But so anyway, that is the haul for today. I'm still like reeling from this. This arrived at my house a couple days ago, and I just like, I couldn't wait to show it to you guys. I couldn't wait. But guys, thank you so much for hanging with me while I nerd out about this stuff and share my wins, and hopefully can share your wins with you. It's always so fun to know that there are people out there that are into the same weird stuff that I'm into. I always love that you guys choose to spend a little of your valuable time hanging with me. It just means the world to me. It really does. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. Of course, if you have any kind of content that you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. I'm always ears open for that. But guys, without further ado, I want you to have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting. Sending you vintage Chanel wishes. What? And I will see you in the next one.